What's up, friends of the good mood? This is Manni, and welcome to a detailed test for the fully maxed Atomizer here in a custom game with my own account and its strongest tank, the Fenrir, versus this leech robot with these Atomizers. I'm first going to show you how you can maximize the firepower at max range, because it makes a huge difference if you fire too long and let it cool down too long at range and then try to fire, or if you hold the right amount of time for a burst fire and then let it cool down as you should to maximize the damage. So I teach you how you use the Atomizer with the best possible damage output at max range, and also we're testing how long do we need to take down this max tank Fenrir of mine at max range, and then testing again at short range where heating up does not matter, okay? The way we're going to do this, I will be using the shield first on the Fenrir, same as any player would with a Fenrir, and then switch to the resistant mode, and I will also be using this healing, advanced healing with 40% more health once, okay? So this is what's going to happen, and if you like this kind of testing, ladies and gentlemen, then leave a comment and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. Show me that you want to see more of it, and I will be doing more of such tests, okay? So, we're waiting. Perfect moment now. Fire at 8-0. So, switching to resistant mode, and here we go. This is how long you fire and cool down with the weapon to do the highest amount of damage. You fire for 1, 2, 2.5 seconds, and then you cool down 1 second. This is how you maintain maximum damage output with this weapon. We are already having to heal. We're activating the healing mode on the Fenrir, and you see it's getting back some HP. By the way, I've also noticed a little bug. The weapon fire was only flying to about 490 meters. So if you want to fire at someone with max range, keep in mind you may only have 490 meters range with this setup. Now, a skilled Fenrir would now switch again to the shield to survive a few more seconds, but I'm not going to do this now. We're going to kill this thing completely, and that is it. And then we're gonna take a look at how long it took us to kill this guy, and it looks like it's about 1 minute here, right? And I fired too early. You saw I just didn't do enough damage with that last salvo because I fired too early. That was 1 minute, okay? It took us pretty much 1 minute with that Fenrir to kill that Fenrir. Now let me show you how quickly you would kill, for example, a Spectre who has only 126,000 HP and no resistance. How fast you kill this guy at pretty much max range. Take a look at that. And that's pretty much it. Okay, I didn't even send the next salvo. That was pretty much it. That was 120, well, that was 110,000 damage or so in like 2 seconds of firing with almost perfect accuracy, energy shield bypass, and that much range. Okay, so we're jumping into the custom game right away again, testing the same at short range, where I can just hit the button and fire for as long as I want, right? So let's go and do this. And we should be able to have a look at the perspective of the Fenrir. So, back to the custom game. Back to the custom game. Switching back to Shenzhen again, here in a Beacon Rush match. Shenzhen, there we go. And then jumping back into the match with both accounts and testing this detailed again. So here we are, Fenrir time and Leech time, right? We're getting super close to each other now to make sure we have the maximum firepower ready with this thing. And yeah, so let's do this. Fenrir is also coming. Both teams are capping a beacon, hopefully. Yup. Both teams are having one beacon now, but it doesn't matter. The beacons don't really matter here. And hold on, let's just walk to the left. I don't need to collect this beacon. We're standing super close in front of that Fenrir, alright? So, and I think I should be able to just maintain firing with this thing and switch over to the Fenrir and then manage the Fenrir only. And we are going to have a look at the maximum HP in the upper left from the Fenrir, okay? So, at ultra short range, here we go. Alright, shield switch, boop, and look at that damage we're taking. Look at that damage. I'm going to activate healing now. Bam, bam, I'm trying to counter heal the damage. Look at that, unlimited amount of firepower. This thing never stops to fire. It never stops. I'm going to try and survive for a little bit more by activating that shield for a last time, and boom. That was like, how long was that? 15 seconds to kill my entire Fenrir? This is just insane. Pixonic, that weapon is so insane. Here, at least have that. Boom. Yeah, just so that we can throw something back at you, at that leech here with his super weapon. That was a Fenrir with, he just did 1,000,000 damage or so, right? Let's show you how much damage he has actually done. We can calculate off the 126,000 damage from that kill. And I'm going to show you how much damage we've just done. In addition, we also did the 74,000 damage against the shield, right? Let's not forget that there was a shield as well that had 74,000 HP that we also took down. 705,000 damage. 126,000 was the Spectre. That means we have just done 580,000 damage plus the 70,000 from the shield, so 650,000 or something we have done in like 15 seconds. Oh, and I forgot to take into account that the Fenrir has 50% damage resistance too, right? So we've actually done like 1.34 million damage in these 20 seconds. And we would have done the exact same amount of damage further on for the next 15 seconds and so on, because there is never a reload on this weapon. Of course, and that's one good thing, you have to aim well with the Atomizer to make it work. So in short range, you have to aim really well to do the full damage. But if someone is locked or is a slow tank or something, that's the amount of damage you do in 15 seconds or so. And I just wanted to make a detailed test, not only showing them the difference between max range and short range, right? But also to teach you guys how the Atomizer is used in long range, how much firing, 2.5 seconds or so, and then cooldown for 1 second, all the way cooldown. Never start to fire before it's fully cooled. And then also having a look at the OP-ness of this thing in short range. Alright, I'm gonna jump back into some gameplay with you here on Canyon that I had recorded with this same setup. And yeah, ladies and gents, see you there. So here we are as promised in this free-for-all match on Canyon. And again, if you like this testing video, then subscribe and let me know in the comments, guys. If I see decent or good feedback on this, I might do more tests such as this one, because it's actually quite interesting to see certain stats and certain direct tests like this, in my opinion. But it kind of depends on how you like it, of course. Did you see that Chun, by the way? He didn't get the kill at first. And he immediately left the game because his first flight ability didn't bring him 2 kills or whatever he was thinking. Wait, okay. Well then, here we go. Let's just atomize the enemy, pretty much at max range. And you'll see that sometimes I fire for longer than the cooldown time. That depends, because in the match, sometimes when you're short before killing someone, if an enemy only has a little bit of more HP, then you might just keep firing. See, again here, I didn't really wait for the cooldown, and I didn't maximize the damage output because the enemy would die so fast shortly after. So it's still important to take a look at the situation and not just always use this 2.5 seconds firing and 1 second of cooldown. Not always go with this, right? Even at max range, sometimes it's important or smarter to keep firing to eliminate the last few HP pools that the enemy might still have and get him killed. Here, for example, it's important to get back into cooling because this is a long-range battle and the enemy isn't going down so fast. So I have to do the cooldown. And of course, at short range, as we have seen against this Fenrir a second ago, yeah, you're just gonna hit the fire button and that is it. All you need to do then is concentrate on not missing your shots, right? Here, look at this. And there goes the entire leech. Godlike, 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 godlike already, and I have still full HP. I haven't even... Did I even use my ability yet? I think I've used it once or so. I'm playing this thing so careful. Sometimes you could argue and say, hey, that's playing stupid because you could have used the ability. You could have avoided some damage here. Yes, but I never know what happens next. So I rather take a little bit of damage against someone without using the ability. And to be able to... So this, for example, this is one of those examples. See how much damage I'm taking. You could argue that I'm playing bad at this point. I could have avoided that damage. But what if now a flying out Chun comes in and flies at me and attacks me right afterwards? You need to have the ability ready at that point, right? So that's what I mean. I rather take a bit of damage here, foreseeable damage that I can calculate, and to keep my ability ready for whatever happens next, because this is the important thing. So many people I see running their leech abilities too early, or when it wasn't really 100% necessary. Sure, they may have saved themselves a couple of thousand damage, but the next guy coming around the corner is gonna get him immediately, easily, no chance for them, because, you know, ability is gone. And that is, there is multiple ways to play the game, and again, here I'm taking damage, because who tells me that the next situation I'm not being immediately attacked by a flying out Chun again, right? I want to have it ready then. And, yeah, so this is how I play the leech, and I've seen plenty of people playing the leech differently, where they basically, any situation that could result in combat, they press the button, and that usually gets them killed shortly after, right? And in my opinion, it's not worth it. It's not worth that kind of risk. Here I could have probably not used the phase shift and still just fired. I had the same, would have had the same result, or maybe even a better one without using the phase shift. But so here we go. This is still the first leech, by the way. We've just gotten 13 kills out of one leech. And whatever this is, I think it's an out-Chun. See how much damage he just took in these 2 seconds of firing? And he's like, oh man, I have to use my stealth, otherwise I'm gonna take even more damage. Now I stay so that he can't hit me. He lands, and that was obviously not very smart. He should have gone somewhere else. Now he has a lock-on time, 14 kills with one leech in 4 minutes and 20 seconds now. And yeah, I lost my last stand, and that's pretty much all I've lost. Still have the full robot, or 40-50% of the robot still left. Let's see how much damage we've done here. 2.6 million damage in these 4 minutes and something, and even though I wasn't even firing all the time. And look how much damage, or look how much chance the other players had to score kills here. The Atomizer, in my opinion, does too much damage at long range. If you manage to heat well, the damage output is way too high. Even if you don't manage to heat well and you simply hit the button, the damage they take in these first 3 seconds is like 2 full pulsar salvos. Reloading again and another salvo, right? And that all in one go in 3-4 seconds on the Atomizer. In my opinion, just way too much damage. And then seeing how much it can do at short range, the old shotguns before the nerf wouldn't have killed that Fenrir faster, I think. Because they would have even eventually run into reloading phase, even before the nerf, which the Atomizer never does. So, yeah, that is my opinion still, and I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna stay and say, Atomizer is too powerful, Pixonic. Do something about it before we see nothing but Atomizers on the battlefield. Do it for the health of the game. Make it so that we see more than just one weapon type, okay? And I say weapon type because Atomizer, what's the Quaker and Nucleon, they're basically all the same, and I don't want to just see those, okay? I want to maintain some variety, and I want to see other weapons being used too, and see a great variety of gameplay in every match. Alright, so yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and comment down below, and if you haven't already, hit subscribe, as brutal as a man can hit for more. Thanks for being with me. You guys are awesome as always. Manni-Gaming signing off. Bye-bye.